Hey y'all, we have a cold front coming in, and I thought I would take a little bit of time and show you guys what our weather typically looks like when a cold front is moving in. Um, I know you guys laugh when you hear someone in Florida saying a cold front is coming because no, we don't get that cold, but we do get some pretty nice chilly weather for a little bit. And this will be our third cold front. I think it's the third one coming in since the end of November. So it's like every week, maybe we get, 3 days of break from it, and then another one comes in. So it's been really, really nice outside. I don't know what the temperature is right now, but it's really cool, and I am enjoying it, but it is a little gloomy out here. So I'm going to just walk around a little bit. Before I go inside and start taking a look at my seed books, and I'll show you guys what I'm thinking about purchasing. This is it. It's nice. It's windy. I was trying to get the birds, but they're moving too fast because they know stormy weather is coming. So it's going to be nice and breezy out here for a little bit. And then the sky will open up again and drop a bunch of rain. My plants have been enjoying this rain. And quite honestly, I'm enjoying the plants being able to enjoy the rain because that means I don't have to stand out here with the hose. I don't have to turn the sprinklers on. I just sit back and let God do his work. So these beds got a good watering earlier today. And the pepper plants are falling over because they got hit really hard with the water, but they'll stand back up eventually. But look at the breeze. Look at the breeze. All right, I think I'll get inside and take a look at those seed books. It's going to get down into the 40s overnight. And I think it's supposed to stick around for about 3 days this time. So this will be the shortest cold front that has rolled in since we started getting them. So it's really nice. We haven't had a cool down literally since January. And it has pretty much been summer since then. So we appreciate it. Let's go take a look at the seed books. Okay, so now I have my mic and you'll be able to hear me better. I didn't realize I didn't hook it up the first time. So I'm going to be going through a couple of my seed catalogs that have come in, and I've got my Seeds and Such. I've got my Park Seed. This one is a new one for me. I've never heard of these people, Totally Tomatoes, but I flipped through it a couple times here and looks like some pretty decent stuff in here. I'm willing to try some different things. Yeah, looks interesting. I think I'll try it out. Then we got, of course, Baker Creek and Jung Seeds and Plants. I have also never heard of these people. I'm not really sure who they bought my name from, but I'm sure you guys all know if you order from one place, you get on everybody else's mailing list. So let's go through these catalogs and see if there's anything interesting we want to try out. All right, so I'm going to start in here with Seeds and Such. I've ordered from Seeds and Such before. I usually just go online and do a blind scroll and pick some things, but since they sent out a catalog, I thought I would flip through here and just kind of share it with you guys so you can see. If you have not ordered from Seeds and Such before, you'll have all the information that you need now. Okay, so Seeds and Such, how you can order from Seeds and Such. I'm going to try to make this easy so you can see it. I don't want to have to type all this stuff out. So there it is. That's how you order from Seeds and Such. They are located in Augusta, Georgia. They have a website, they got a phone number, they got a fax, they got snail mail. So if you want to order from Seeds and Such, that's how you do it. I personally like to just go on their website because it's pretty easy to find what you want on there. I've flipped through this catalog and it's kind of small. The text is really, really small in here. I think they're trying to jam pack some things and fit more than they really should be trying to fit in this little catalog, but it's really small. So I'm just going to kind of do a little quick flip and really look for pictures because that's what catches my eye. If they don't bother to put a picture of it, chances are I won't pay much attention to it unless it's something specific I'm looking for. This red curry winter squash is catching my eye. What does it say about it? 95 days to maturity. Let's see. A culinary masterpiece and a garden marvel, or so they say. Good for making soups or roasting or incorporating into pies. So that's pretty versatile squash. I'm going to circle that one. Looks like something I should try. See. What I need to be looking for is definitely not any tomatoes. I still have so many packs of tomatoes because I realized I had been collecting them and not growing any. When we moved to the west coast of Florida, I tried growing some things, but the weather here was just so different from what I was used to growing on the East Coast, and it was just too hard to get anything going. So I just opted not to grow any food, and I focused mainly on ornamentals. I am looking here at this speckled Roman tomato, and just because it looks so interesting, I think I have to get a pack of those. It's an 80-day, a paste type. I'm going to go ahead and do that one. But I don't need any tomatoes. I really don't. I do need some beans. I seem to have gone through all of my beans. And I have a couple of really old packs of peas that are not germinating well, so I need to just go ahead and replace them. But you guys can see they've got a ton of tomatoes, ton of different tomatoes. I'm still flipping through tomatoes, and that's probably going to be the case with just about any of the seed books, especially that one called Totally Tomatoes. They do have some other things in that one that I did see, but it's a lot of tomatoes. I used to grow anywhere from 15 to 30 different types of tomatoes every season in my garden. And my garden was completely containerized. So I would grow 2 tomato plants in each pot. And it was just so much work trying to stay on top of pruning and cleaning out and looking for tomato hornworms. I can't do the tomatoes in that kind of capacity anymore. There's a Napa Chinese cabbage here that looks pretty darn good. I probably should get some more bok choy. But maybe I'll just do a Chinese cabbage instead of doing the bok choy. Now, which one? China Express or Chinese Napa cabbage? China Express is 70 days. Napa is 55 days. More economical, earlier non-hybrid version of China Express. All right, so I'm sold. I'm going to go with that one just because it's faster and I have to deal with the little white butterflies all the time. And the prices on these are mix and match, regular size packs. They're $3.99 each if you buy anywhere from 1 to 9. 10 to 15 is $3.75. 16 to 19 is $3.50, and 20 or more is $3.25 each. So $4 or less is what you're paying for seeds and such packets. Oh, let's see. So basil, I did miss having a Thai basil, so I've gone ahead and circled the Siam Queen Thai basil. I don't think I really need any other basils, but they have this gourmet specialty blend of at least 10 different green, red, and purple basils. Could be kind of cool to just go out and scatter basil seeds and just wait and see what comes up and just have an entire bed of pretty basils. I don't know. I'm going to think about that. On to the beans. This is what I need. I always get a green bean, a wax bean, and I always go for a purple bean. Royal Burgundy I've done a million and one times, so whenever I see a different one, I like to try it. But I also want to get some Italian. So yeah, Roman beans, the flat style green beans. I like to add a couple of those. I would like to have a yellow one and a green one. So I just have to be careful because I don't want to get pole beans. I don't want pole beans because I don't really have anywhere to trellis them. And I want to try something different than Blue Lake and Kentucky Wonder green beans. So I don't know. I did do Contender once. They were pretty good. Desperado is a pretty good green bean also. Let's go with the Provider since they're saying that it's good disease resistant. So I'll go with that one. I'm not going to do the Royal Burgundy. I'm going to try to hold off until I can find something different. Pencil Pod Wax Bean. And you can't see it. It's right out of view there. That's the Pencil Pod. And they also have Gold Mine. Let's see what the difference between Gold Mine and Pencil Pod are. They're about the same. Gold Mine is a 55-day. Pencil Pod is 53. And 6 to 7 inches, 5 to 6 inches. So you're getting a bigger bean with the Pencil Pod. The seeds are black in Pencil Pod. But this is Gold Mine, has a very sweet and crisp flavor. Should I grow them both? I think I should do them both. Since I am running out of beans, why not? I'll do them both. They don't have a whole lot of selection here on their beans. I mean, we're getting into the dry and the shell beans. So I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to have to look for some beans in the other books. They do have a pinto bean. I would like to grow a pinto. That would be about the only dry bean that I would want to grow. I did want to do black beans. I just don't have the space to dry beans and let them sit and sit and sit until they completely dry on the plant. But I would like to try pintos. I've never grown pinto beans before. I'll think about it. I don't eat any carrots. I don't eat Brussels sprouts. Swiss chard, I am running a little low, but I don't know that I want to get more Swiss chard right now. I definitely don't need any brassicas. I don't need any corn. I kind of went corn crazy when I was ordering seeds at the end of last year, and I think I have about 14 different corns, all different types, popping corn, dent corn. It's just, I got too much corn. There's no way I'm going to be able to grow all that. I've got plenty of cucumber seeds, so I don't need to get any of those. Kohlrabi I've been struggling with this year. I'm not getting good germination on it. I'm going to try starting some more. Now that it's cooled off, I'm going to try starting some more and see if that makes a difference, because I'm just not getting good germination on it. Let's see if there's any herbs that I want. They don't have the greatest selection of herbs. I like to order my herbs from Reimer Seeds. So I think I'm going to hold off and just go on Reimer Seeds and just do an order and get all of my herbs at one time. Lettuces. I just bought new lettuces, so I don't really need to get more of those. No peppers, no okra, but you can see they've got a pretty nice variety of things in their catalog. Not the greatest, but definitely not the worst. And I'm not looking to order any flowers. So let's move on to the next catalog. Park Seed. Park I really like. I've been ordering from Park for probably about 12 or 15 years. So I really like their seeds. They're really good quality. I've never really had a problem with germination. But just to give you a little idea of how they set up their catalog. I like to give you a little bit of ideas, and then they put all of their flowers in. But like I said, I'm not looking for any flowers. So we're going to fast forward through all of those. So here's some of the herbs that they have available. Again, I'm going to hold off on herbs until I go to Reimer's website. But they just do a really nice catalog. If nothing else, it's just fun to flip through their catalog. All right, let's check out the beans. So they have a Mardi Gras blend. Where you get a purple pod, a green pod, and a wax bean. Let's see. Which ones are they? Doesn't really tell you which are in here. It just says tricolor mix. So I'm going to steer clear of that because I don't know what they are, and I don't know that I'm going to like the flavor of them. I kind of like to know which beans I'm planting also. It just looks like it's just 200 seeds in the pack. And that's not serving me any purpose because I don't know which ones I'm planting. The Algarve. This is a bean that I grew. I believe I was living in Coral Springs the last time I planted these. This is a really tasty bean. I don't have anywhere to grow a bunch of pole beans. I have one trellis that doesn't have anything growing on it. But the way that trellis is placed in the garden, I would not have the room to grow enough that I would get a good yield. So I'll take my mind off of that. I don't eat beets. I don't need brassicas. I don't need corn. I don't have anywhere to put any cover crops. I don't need any cucumbers. Been struggling with those this year also. I think it was just too hot, and it was the combination of being too hot and the bugs. So I'm going to try again. I'm going to try again and see what happens with my cucumbers. They've got a nice variety of kales. Even some eggplants. I always think these are so pretty. Eggplant's not something that I do a really good job of growing. I think because I try not to spray anything that I'm eating. The bugs just have a field day with them here, and the humidity just sets up a perfect environment for the bugs underneath those really, really big leaves. All right, let's jump over here to the peas. That's a pretty snow pea. That's the dwarf white sugar snow pea. 50 days. Compact 30-inch vines. The pods are 2 to 2.5 inches long. My snow peas are what the swamp rats have been chewing down to sticks. So, not going to go with any snow peas right now. I've got to figure out how I can protect them. Is that my radish that I love? What is this one? Oh, this is different. Patricia. It is a French breakfast radish, but it's not the one that I typically grow. I love this radish. They take a little bit longer than the packs say to grow and fill out. But they do well for me here. I definitely don't need any more summer squashes. Spinach and shards. I gotta decide if I want to do any more chard. I'm trying to do this one-handed because the table that I'm using is a little bowed because my kids use this for arts and crafts and they put all of their weight on it. And if I let go of my tripod, my phone is going to fall. And I'm recording with my phone because my cameras have been giving me a little bit of trouble with getting things edited. For some reason, those videos do not want to edit properly. So now I'm into their seed starting supplies. You see they have everything that you would need for gardening. over at Park Seed. Now look at this strawberry. 20 bare roots for $19.95. Zones 4 through 10. Bred for the South and West. They keep bearing in hot, humid weather and grow well in containers. This might be worth picking up. Because it doesn't look like I'm going to be ordering anything else from Park this go round. So I don't need any flowers. I mean, we all need flowers, but I don't need to order any right now. All right, let's jump to Baker Creek. This is going to be hard. Their catalog is a little bit stiff. And I was watching a couple YouTubers the other day, and one girl was doing a chat about Baker Creek catalogs and how the free catalog doesn't have everything in it. Well, I don't expect any catalog to have everything in it, but you do have the option with Baker Creek. You can pay for their full catalog. I never really see a need to do it, but you can pay for it. So if you want to get the whole seed catalog, you just call them up and order one. Got a world of seeds. So they just give you some little information, a couple people who work at Baker Creek, things that they grow, things they like. The Heirloom Exposition for 2025. If you want to go to any of these events, they have a Fall Harvest Festival. It's just really, it's a fun catalog to just have on the shelf for spare time reading. I wish I loved arugula. I eat it, but it's not something that I'm going to just make an entire salad of. So it's not something I grow a lot. It's got to be mixed in with some other stuff. These balloon flowers are so pretty. They don't last very long for us here. We got a couple weeks to get it done, and then it's done. The lettuce leaf basil. Oh my God, this stuff is delicious. I grew this year, and I kind of regret letting the guinea pigs eat it because I was out in the yard one day. Excuse me. I should probably drink something. Hold on a second. I don't know what's happening there. I was out in the yard one day and I said, that's a really pretty leaf. I've never tasted it. Let me taste it. Oh my God. The leaves are huge, but this is a delicious basil. If you've not grown it, try it. Here, I'll bring this up for you so that you can see what it says. I'm not going to read it to you, but that lettuce leaf basil is delicious. All right, let's see what we can find in the way of beans. These are poles. I don't want a pole bean. Dragon tongue. This is one that I remember growing once before. I did get some production off of it, but the rats ate them all. I didn't get to eat any. So I'm going to put that one back on my list. Golden butter wax. I'll try that one. And then there's this, it's called Red Swan. I'll just read what it says here. It's a 55-day bush. It's a stringless snap bean, has delicious, robust beany flavor, and is a most uniquely colored bean. Nearly a true red shade on the thick, flavorful pods with lovely pink flowers. I'll add that one. They've got the oriental beans. I don't care for the flavors of these actually. They taste kind of, I don't know, you know how people say lamb and goat are gamey compared to like beef and pork? It's kind of how I feel about the oriental beans. They taste kind of like there's a nutty flavor to them, but it's almost like a gamey bean. I don't know. I don't like them. They're pretty to grow because it's nothing cooler than just pulling off beans that are, you know, 2.5 feet long. Oh, how pretty is that? The Bells of Ireland. The bok choy and Asian greens. This is a really, really pretty bok choy. It's called Purple Lady. I've never tried this, but it's really, really striking. I can just imagine planting it just for it to be an ornamental. And then I would be so upset because the little white butterfly would come by and lay eggs all over it, and it would be eaten down to nothing. I think I should get it. Let's try it. I don't need any brassicas. I'm not putting any more brassicas in here. These are some really interesting cabbages. Look at the shape of those. They take a long time. These are 85 days. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, look at that coleus mix. 50 seeds. I gotta do it. I can't pass on a mix of coleus like that. Look at that. Corns, more flowers, some cowpeas, dandelion. I definitely don't need to plant any dandelion. I got enough wild dandelion popping up all over my garden. But dandelion is a good and a bad sign. dandelion pops up where your soil needs help, and it gives your soil the help that it needs. It's either deficient in something, or it's a little bit too dry and compacted and it needs to open it up, and the dandelion shows up there, does what it needs to do, and then you snatch it out. I mean, it's not always bad, but I do get tired of pulling dandelion out. It's a really pretty eggplant. We don't eat enough eggplant. My mom loves it. That's not enough justification for me to grow a bunch of eggplant. Lots of pretty things in here. All right, let's move on to Totally Tomatoes. Now, like I said, I've never heard of them. I've obviously never ordered from them because I've never heard of them. So this is going to be an experiment. You know, I'll find out if it's a company that I want to patronize or not. But they got my name and they sent me a catalog. So I'm going to give them a try. I think I already checked off a couple things in here. So I'm basically just going to flip through here just so you guys can see how their catalogs are set up. Again, this is another one that you just can't see the text. I mean, even when I bring it up close enough to see it, this is literally 3.5 inches away from the camera before it's a size that, you know, anybody can really read without straining themselves. Lots and lots and lots of tomatoes. Now they have a book here. It's called Tomato Love. Lots of recipes. $14.95 for the book. And the author is Joy Howard. So I think I might get that because I'd like to have a bunch of recipes for using up the tomatoes, because I think when any of us grow tomatoes, we end up with far more tomatoes than we can even think about using. But let's see what they can come up with in there. I mean, we're talking pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of tomatoes. Every color you can think of. I mean, look at that. I mean, I don't know what kind of flavor these things are having, but if nothing else, they're really pretty varieties. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? And I love the black tomatoes. The flavor is divine. So a little bit higher. And maybe you can see a little bit more of the page. That's about it. Let's see if I can get it in the frame a little bit better. How about that? So you can see more of them. I mean, look at this mix. To be able to have orange and yellow and red tomatoes all in one pack and just put them all out there. That's really, really pretty. That's Purple Russian. Let's see if I can find it. Purple Russian is an 80-day, also known as Ukrainian purple. Original stock of this variety came from Irma Henkel in the Ukraine. Meaty plum-shaped 6-ounce, purplish black, smooth-skinned fruits. That was a mouthful. The fruits are 3 to 4 inches long, sweet and flavorful, great for salsas, sauces, or straight from the vine. High yield, crack resistant, indeterminates. You get 30 seeds for $3.55. That's not bad. No, I'm not doing it. I don't. No. Y'all remind me, scold me if you see me planting some purple Russian tomatoes. Chocolate pear. Yellow pear is one of my favorite of the cherry tomatoes. I've never grown chocolate pear, but they're pretty. I like the little blush of purple. They actually still have a paper order form in their catalog. Something I've not seen in a while. Kitchen Minis. Edible potted cocoa tomatoes. They're pretty. But I'm not ordering any tomatoes. I thought I had gone through this catalog and circled a couple of things, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe that was the other catalog that I went through. Hot peppers. Now, I don't need any peppers, but I always like to add peppers. My husband and I really like hot peppers and trying different flavors of peppers. One of my kids likes trying hot peppers. He doesn't have the palate to really consume them in high quantities, but he does like to try them and get bragging rights with his siblings. I think I'm going to hold off on peppers though until I use up all of the ones that I have, because I have a couple that are 4 or 5 years old. I want to use them all up before I get any new peppers. That way I'm starting fresh with all new pepper seeds. But they have quite a variety. Lots here. And I know you can't see the writing on these pages, but hopefully you can just kind of get an idea of, oh, look, they got a habanero chocolate. How pretty is that? I wonder if it's got a good smoky flavor. I would imagine that would be a smoky flavored. Crunchy 1.5 to 2.5 inch fruits, packed with some serious heat. Scoville rating of 500,000 units. Very flavorful. They add just the right kick to stir fries, salsas, and sauces. I would really like to try that. We got a couple cucumbers mixed in there, and then they come along on the next pages. I once grew a white cucumber, and I know the name of the cucumber was Pearl. I thought I ordered it from Park Seed. It's possible that it was a variety that was discontinued because they might have had growing problems and weren't able to get viable seed, and they just kind of went away. But anybody knows of a white cucumber that goes by Pearl, send me a message or leave me a comment and tell me where you're getting it from, because I really want it back. That was the best cucumber I've ever grown in my life. And it's pure white. The skin is white. The flesh inside is white. The seeds are pearly white. It was just a really, really good, flavorful cucumber. You literally needed like 3 slices, and your entire salad tasted like cucumber. So I would like to have that one for our cucumber and tomato salads that we like to have here in my house. All right, so I'm looking here at some onions. Warrior Red. Let's see if it's truly a bunching onion or if it's, yeah, it is. And I do need to replace my bunching onion. So I'm going to circle the Warrior and the Warrior Red. So now I officially have something to order from them other than a book. What's this? Pilgrim. What is this? Let's see. I gotta find it. Pilgrim cranberry plants. Look at that. They sell cranberry plants, guys. If you're in zones 4 through 9, you might want to try one of these. $19.95 each. 3 or more for $17.95. 6 and up, $15.95. So 3, 4, or 5 for $17.95, and then 6 or more is $15.95. Versatile and nutritious fruit that makes lovely ornamentals and ground covers. Grows to just 6 inches tall with evergreen foliage. Tasty berries ripen in the fall. Hardy to negative 30 degrees. They ship in 3-inch pots. I mean, y'all might want to grow some cranberries. See if I can get you a better picture. Can you see that picture? I can't stop my hand from shaking because I'm holding on to the camera and I'm at a really awkward angle. All right, and now we're into their supplies and things like that. So hornet's nest. So yeah, that's that. Last catalog, guys. Last catalog. This video is getting really, really long, but I needed something that I could upload without having to do a whole lot of editing. So this is what we got. I've been wanting to do this for a couple of days now, and I just haven't had the time to sit down and look through the catalogs. So I thought I would share with you guys. They've got lots of fruit. They've got all the grapes. I got my grapevines to produce for the first time last year since I planted them. One of them produced. The other 2 still have not produced, but I think it was because they were in those grow bags. I have since taken them out of the grow bags. They are in a deeper pot now, and they are getting fertilized more often. I am dealing with grapevine skeletonizers, grape leaf skeletonizers, whatever they're called. It's a little caterpillar that parades looking like a monarch butterfly caterpillar. But you look at it and you go, why are you on grapevines? You're supposed to be eating the milkweed. Why are you back here? You're lost. No, they're not lost. They're exactly where they want to be, and they trick you. And they eat every single piece of leaf off of your grapes. So I'm treating with BT, and I'm hoping that this coming summer I'll be able to get some grapes from those other 2 vines. The one bunch that I did get from the smaller plant was really good. They were very, very small grapes, but I think that's pretty normal for the first time your plant produces if you're growing it in a container. So I'm feeding it more now, and it's going to go into dormancy soon if we keep getting these cold fronts. So I'm hoping that I can get all 3 of my grapevines to produce, and we can kind of enjoy some homegrown grapes. Apples. all of which require too many chill hours for me to try to grow. There are some low chill apples, and I did have some growing when I was living in Coral Springs. They flowered, they did start to fruit, but something happened to them and they all dropped their fruit, so I never really got anything off of them. Cherries, I think this year I'm going to focus on trying to, or I should say next year, 2025, I'm going to focus on trying to find another Barbados cherry. Our Home Depots usually carry them here, but I think I would like to add one back to my garden. I haven't had one in a few years. Since I moved here, I haven't had one, so I think I want to do that. Just got to figure out where the heck I'm going to put it. I guess I could always use one of the pots that I'm going to take a crepe myrtle out of, but I don't know. I got to see what I'm going to do. They got lots of grapes. They carry a lot of the Proven Winners plants. If you guys are looking for Proven Winners and you don't know where to get them locally, our stores carry a lot of Proven Winners. Of course, I can't get a lot of these varieties because they are rated for zones much, much lower than mine. I would have to order them and then hope for the best because they most likely would not survive here in our humidity unless I brought them inside for the summer. And then I would be worried about how to get them enough sunlight to get them through. So I don't really do a whole lot of this. But they got a really nice variety of things. So for those of you looking, Proven Winners. They've got some nice roses. Why can't I flip this page? It's like stuck together. Lots of roses for those of you looking for some roses. I don't think I want to add any more to my garden just yet. I think I may have killed my Rio Samba. So I'm waiting to see what happens with that when we get back into early spring to see if that comes back. If it does not, that's going to be the first rose that I go looking for so that I can replace it. I really, really love that flower. And they've got your seed trays and grow lights and plant tags and all that good stuff here. Oh, I did mark some stuff in this one. So let's see what I got marked. I have this page folded down, but I don't have anything marked. So I'm going to see if I can figure out what I was looking at. I'm going to turn to this side first. And I'm going to bet I was looking at Capitano in Roma. So I'm going to just go ahead and circle those because that's what's on that page. And I did say I wanted some Italian beans. Velour. 55 day. I just got to make sure that these are bush and not pole. Yes. So let's do that one. Let's do the rock door. Let's do the rock door. The Maxibel, I'm not so sure about. What the heck? I'll just go ahead and try it. So on this page, I've dog-eared it, and I'm pretty sure it was for the pinto bean because I don't see anything else on this page that I would have been looking at. So I didn't circle it in the other book. I'm going to go ahead and circle the pinto bean. Once again, to the cabbages and the carrots and the corn. Some brassicas, none of which I need. I'm skipping quite a few pages here, guys. Sorry about that, but I don't need those things. And you don't need me to tell you that 15 times, so I'm just going to skip them. That's a nice soft neck. I can't really do anything this late now with garlic. I've planted what I had, and I did Transylvania garlic. Most of it is come up and seems to be doing pretty good. So I'm going to just hold off on garlic until next year, and then I will try some additional varieties. This is only the third time that I'm growing garlic ever, and I've never tried the Transylvania. So next year I will add multiple garlics. I have a round raised bed in the backyard that I have not planted up yet, and then I have another oval raised bed that I'm going to be putting together, and I'm going to put that on the side yard. So I'll get some of my seedlings out that I have already, and then I'll make some decisions. They have shiitake mushrooms and oyster mushrooms if you are interested in growing your own mushrooms. They have quite a few onions, not a huge collection of onions that are in the catalog. I'm sure they have others that are on their website. But I need short day onions, and they only have one short day onion. So I'm not going to really pay any attention to those. Mammoth melting sugar. All right. Let's add another snow pea. Potatoes. Now, I do need to look at potatoes. But here's my problem. If I order the potatoes now, I'm not going to have anywhere to put them when they come in. But if I wait too late to order potatoes, no one will have any of the potatoes that I want to grow. So I'm not really sure what I want to do yet. I'm going to try to hold off until maybe January before I even pay any attention to the potatoes. But I mean, they've got a pretty nice variety here of things that people have actually heard of. They've got Kennebec, German Butterball. I've never heard of the Huckleberry Gold. They've got Yukon Gold, Red Pontiac, Gold Rush. They've got Fingerlings, Magic Molly. I've never heard of Superior. I've never heard of Sunrise Gold. They also have the Clancy hybrid potato that you actually grow from a seed, an actual seed. This is a pack of 30 seeds for $4.85. All the rest of the potatoes you're going to be growing from a tuber. I've tried the Clancy seeds. I got one of them to germinate. So I'm not sold. Maybe I'll be bold and try them again and see what happens. I don't know. I'm just not sold. I'll do it the old fashioned way. Get a tuber, plant it in the ground, and have some potatoes. Now, sweet potatoes. That is something that I do want to take a look at, because I need to get my sweet potatoes started because they take forever. And I don't know. I don't know what kind I want to do. I usually try to get Georgia Jet and Beauregard. But let's see what their prices are here. It says 12 for $23.95, 25 for $30.95, 50 for $54.95 or 100 for $69.95. So you have to buy at least 12 plants of each one. Which means I need to be buying no more than 2 varieties. So I need to think about this. I'm going to spend a little bit of time reading all of these and kind of doing a little bit of research to find out if I want to stick with Beauregard Georgia Jet or if I want to try one of these other ones. They've got one called Vardaman, Covington, and Centennial. So I don't know those other ones, so I'm going to hold off on those as well. And I will let you guys know which ones I decided to go with when I get them. You've got a nice variety of squashes and pumpkins, if that's your thing, and more tomatoes, because what's a garden without 5 million tomatoes? And then back into the flowers. So you guys see, it's a pretty promising catalog with lots of variety. I don't know. I'm looking forward to trying these all out. I'm going to go ahead and get this video going for you guys. Since I missed my posting this morning, I had to rush out to get to our office for some inspections, and I didn't get a chance to get anything recorded. I'm feeling a little bit better than I was on Tuesday when I did the Tuesday tally. So things are starting to look up, and I'm hopeful that this time next week I'll be back to my normal self and I won't sound like I'm about to cry in the videos. It was killing me to edit that Tuesday tally, but sometimes life happens, guys, and there's not a whole lot that you can do about it. You just got to get through it, and that's what I'm trying to do. So thanks so much for joining me as I look through my seed catalogs and try to put some orders together. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.